I'm just going to ask you 20 questions, maybe give or take a few, on the Vietnam War, about like your opinion and what you experienced from it.
Okay.
So my first question is, how old were you in 1968?
18.
Okay, and how did your age affect you, how you viewed the war?
At first, when I was young and dumb, I guess I didn't follow the war that heavily until I got to college. And then when I got to college, I felt like the government was doing the right thing. And then after I got to college, I started following a lot closer and, getting more educated on it. I had no clue what they were doing and was thinking maybe they should be out of there.
Okay. And did the media have any sort of influence over the people's opinions?
Yeah, because that was the only source that you had. I mean, you didn't have people out in the field like you have now. You didn't have the coverage that you have now. I mean, essentially, you had three stations: CBS, ABC, and NBC, and you had to listen to the 6 o'clock news and sort of rely on everything they said. And only Cronkite was totally against the war, and you knew that. The other guys were, pretty negative on the war. I mean, they a lot of this stuff every day they reported a number of deaths. I mean, it just seemed like we were making no progress if you were listening to the press.
Yeah. Okay.
That was true to a certain extent, but you just don't know. I mean, that's the only source you had at the time out of there.
Okay. Were you ever drafted into the war?
Dad didn't tell you this one. No, I went for my physical, failed my physical because I was overweight.
Oh.
And it took they called me in twice and figured out I wasn't going to lose the weight, so I got a permanent 4 out. But at that point, point in time, you had 40, you had to go to, when you were in college, you had 4 years into college, and I needed an extra semester, so when they called me in my last semester to go for the physical and everything, if they would have accepted me, I wouldn't have finished college instead of in the war, because at that point we had numbers. My number was 39. They had a drawing every year, my birthday, and every birthday got a number, and depending on your numbers pulled out, and I was in the first one. My number was 39, but I got out because I didn't have I was overweight.
So were you scared that you were actually going to have to serve?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, did the Americans at the time really know why we were fighting in Vietnam? Like, did the president ever make any speeches to the American people talking about the progress of the war?
Yeah, they did. I mean, the bottom line, everybody thought we were over there to fight the communists. That was the biggest. Anytime you're fighting the communists, that was a good thing. But how it was going to protect us, how it would affect us overall, I'd be honest with you, I didn't understand. They got up there and they talked all the time, the presidents, but, politicians, they told you what they wanted to tell you.
Okay. So what about Watergate changed your view about Nixon?
The fact that he would do what he actually go to the extreme. I mean, here's a guy who's very strong. He's very strong in foreign policy. And I thought he was a good president, but have gone what he had and then covered up the way he covered it up, I just didn't think. It just turned my whole life around. After the years went by and he's at it for a while, you still respect the guy for being strong in foreign policy, but you didn't, at that point, you didn't respect what he did and the turmoil he put the country in.
What kind of music did you listen to during this time?
What kind? Not real heavy rock or heavy stuff, but mixture of things. I'm not, big music guy, but I I don't know how you would describe what I listened to, but it was pretty much, as things are going on around that.
Yeah, and did that affect your life and life of others around you? Like the kind of music that was being played at the time now?
Well, some of the guys I hung around with, music, the stuff they were doing, yeah, but it didn't affect my life. I mean, I never really got into a lot of things. Like I never took pot, smoked pot, and any of that. I mean, I lived in a fraternity house where you smell pot all throughout the house, but it was that kind of stuff. I mean, I listened to the music, but that was it. It was nothing that didn't affect me.
So you didn't live the lifestyle that most of the people lived during that time, would you say?
Well, it was a mix. I mean, you know, it was it was a wild life. I mean, it was like now you have your people. I mean, I think it was, well, you know, back then you considered it different. You had your so-called hippies and guys with long hair but you know, I think it was a decent mix. No, I lived what I consider a normal lifestyle. I was, you know, let's put it this way. I didn't do drugs, but I did drink. I did have a good time. But, you know, I went with the flow a lot of times.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Take care, Ian.
All right, you too. Thank you.